What's up, guys? I'm Aaron the Toy Enhancer, and welcome to the channel. Well, I said I wasn't going to do it, but like a awful Britney Spears song stuck on replay, I did it again. Man, this guy, I came across him out in the wild, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get Metalhead. I said I wasn't going to do it. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews out of the reviews that I have seen, but I do like those rifles in there, and he looks pretty good, in the package. And I caught him at Target. We'll play a little replay of me picking him up live in the wild, and here he is. I said I wouldn't get him, but I ended up getting him. So, and the Iron Grenadiers, I wasn't into it as a kid when that came around, because I think I was slipping into Turtles at that point. When G.I. Joe got a little crazy, I switched over to Turtles, and that was just coming out about that time, I do believe. And I didn't get into all these guys, but I think I can dig a vintage one out of I think I do have one in the vintage collection, and we might have a little vintage comparison at the end here. Let's look at the box. He's 118 in the line. Man, we're getting up there. Man, we're getting a lot of Joes. How big is the collection going to be? What's your thoughts on that, guys? Leave some comments on how far you think this collection is going to go. And if you haven't done so already, please give a like, subscribe, follow me for more future reviews. It's absolutely free to subscribe. Well, I got some nice background on here. Got a plane. Looks like a plane. Or no, that's that train. There's a train wreck in there. So probably from one of the episodes. I do believe there was a train episode. Nice. All right, guys. Without further ado, let's crack open into Metalhead and see what he's all about. Nice. $24.99. Got the diver here. Metalhead is here. I said I wouldn't, but I'm gonna pick him up. I said I wouldn't, but I get to grab him in hand. I'll go ahead and pick him up just because I can get him in hand. It's a pretty good deal. So this is what Metalhead is looking like right out of the package. You see he has the teardrop tattooed on his eye there. It's very interesting. He must be a savage. Okay, guys, if you don't know too much about Metalhead, he was a Destro anti-tank specialist. And that means Destro designed his equipment, and he was literally supposed to be a walking tank. And, of course, the leader of the Iron Grenadiers. I love the detail that they put into his vest. If you take a look, even the back was painted very well. They added blue in there and everything. Real good job. I did move them around. I couldn't find any problems in any joints. Everything's moving great. Has a ab crunch that clicks. Very nice. Even his head is perfect. Not loose. It's very good. And stick around to the end. I did find my vintage one, and I'm going to show you guys the reason why he wasn't a popular character back in 1990 when he first came out. But I also want to talk about the characters that we love already from 1990. And before you say, oh, I never loved 1990, I'm going to prove you guys wrong. But yeah, this is Metalhead. let's go over some of his basic weapons, and then I'm just gonna load him up with his anti tank armor and or weapons, and then we'll go from there. But he comes with a small knife, very small kniff. Very simple. These rifles are awesome. I do like these. Just looking really great. Here's the other one. Small blaster. I love that red and black though. I think that's the best part about his weapons are those two rifles. And that red and black just pops. Now he does have some alternate headpieces, which is the alternate hair with his famous glasses that we're used to seeing him in, like goggles. I'm sure it was some targeting system built in to those goggles to run the anti tank weaponry. And he comes with this wicked helmet. And I can't wait to show you guys the vintage compared to this helmet. And I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, but we're gonna get into that here. We're gonna get right into that. So let me go ahead and load him up with his missiles. It is a little time consuming process, and I don't want to make the video too long, so I'll be right back. All right, so we got Metalhead all loaded up, and he looks fantastic. I could see these wearing out maybe over time. I'm not too sure about how good these are gonna last. And that went for the vintage one too. They do articulate in many different ways. You can put the lighter missiles up in there, so you don't have the you see how the size difference. I guess that's an option. Um, but it is a good backpack. It's pegged in there with 3 pegs going through the back, so it is a good connection. It's not on a single peg. In fact, I'll try to take it out for you guys. But he does have many parts. You see, he's got 2 exterior pegs and or 2 male pegs and 1 female peg, and then same on the backpack. So it does port in there very well. I was impressed with that. And he is an outstanding figure. Definitely compared to the vintage one that we had back in the day. Of course, not to me. I was getting out of the line. I love this knife in the chest, and the vintage one did have that. But I have to admit, in hand, he looks really well. Let's I did pop on the goggle look, but let's pop on the helmet really quick. I haven't put that on him. And honestly, that's the goggle look is my favorite look. But let's go ahead and swap. And there he is with his armored helmet, which he would definitely wear in battle, wanting all the protection he can get, basically. This figure is awesome. But again, like stuff like these pegs, how are they going to hold up in the future? There's no telling. We will find out. I do play with my toys and set them up, and sometimes they crash off the shelf, so we'll see over time how he does hold up. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this figure. I do like him. All right, let's take a look at the vintage, and I want to go over some things about 1990. All right, so this is the vintage metalhead that we had in 1990, and as you can see from his face sculpt and something, it kind of looks like a dude you'd see drinking a Miller Lite at a Steve Miller band, something like that, right? Maybe sitting at the gas station playing some cards. It's that dude. His face sculpt was nothing desirable, especially back in 1990. And this is why some of the kids that were so hyped and so strong with G.I. Joe were kind of fading out at that point. You know, Turtles was coming along, some other toys, and uh, drastic changes like this kind of changed the minds of kids, and I know because I was one of them. So leave a comment. Tell me if by the time the '90s hit, you were drifting out of GI Joe because of the crazy variations that we were coming out with and the crazy looks. Now he did have. I don't have the parts for the armor, but as you can see, the pegs on his leg broke. He did have pegs. Okay, he has a real loose waist. I have to change the O-ring in him. And I just got him on a trade by coincidence. I buy Joe. I used to buy vintage toy lots all the time, and I would get several Joes in a lot, just to receive like two good ones or whatever. And I didn't care because they were good deals. But I got him in one of those. His helmet does come off. He looks a little better like that, but still, he almost looks like he's you're gonna go skiing somewhere at some resort for the weekend, and drink Miller beer and hey ladies, it wasn't a desirable character for me, especially in 1990. Okay, now I said all that to say this. In 1990, there were some figures that came out. A lot of you have, a lot of you love, and I'm going to name them off right now. Number one, the Range Viper. That sucker sold out so quick, and everybody loves the Range Viper. They love the way it looks. They love the way, just things about it. Another one, Night Creeper. A lot of people love the Night Creeper. Um, let's see. The Saw Viper was released in 1990. I know a lot of people are hyped for that. And I believe there was one more. I'm actually flipping through the book. The Laser Viper was an interesting one. And I would like to see that guy come out. So you can talk bad about the 90s for all you True Joe fans, but there were some cool figures that did come out. And I believe we'll see that more often. At least every year did have some kind of cool figure, that is definitely worthy of G.I. Joe. And even though it was taking that drastic turn, that drastic change, it was hard to keep up with, just because, you know, other lines were coming out. People were looking at different toys at the time, and it had its nice, almost 10, 8 years in right there. So very common for a toy line to take a turn after doing well so long, and I guess they eventually, ran out of great ideas. But I have to say, Hasbro, you did a real wonderful job on this metalhead, and I do like him. And put the goggles back on him. I do like him, and he's gonna, stand proudly in my collection now. Probably with that head sculpt, but compared to this, much better, Hasbro. Much better. You made me fall in love with a character that in the toy aisles I passed on. I passed on him big time. And now, again, I was doubtful about getting him just because I could remember my experience, and I'm glad I did. So if you haven't done so already, please give a like, subscribe, and follow me for more future reviews. And I'll catch you on the next time.